you can extract resources. You can extract human resources or physical resources or whatever you want, as long as you control the money. So this is why Bitcoin is so disruptive and so powerful, because it breaks that ability for people to control others. Well, so long as you're holding Bitcoin in your own self-custody and you have your own keys. But you get the idea. It really transforms the entire landscape of the world. And the best part is that it is inevitable. So even if we didn't do anything, this will come to pass. A Bitcoin standard will come to pass because there is no alternative. There's no way a government can save the fiat currency.
Samson Moe argues that Bitcoin's ongoing surge in value will soon challenge the very foundation of fiat currencies. As Bitcoin approaches extraordinary price levels, potentially reaching $1 million or even $5 million per coin, the rationale behind earning and investing in depreciating currencies like the peso or yen is being scrutinized. While traditional currencies have consistently lost value over time, Bitcoin offers a revolutionary alternative that promises protection against inflation and economic instability. For those who remain skeptical, Bitcoin's resilience will be undeniable if it crosses key thresholds such as $250,000. Moe highlights Bitcoin's meteoric rise from zero to multi-million-dollar status in less than 2 decades as proof of its inevitability in the financial world. Fiat currencies, with their diminishing purchasing power, now face an existential threat as the world moves toward digital alternatives. Make sure to watch the rest of this video, as Moe shares more exciting Bitcoin insights. Also, if you enjoy listening to crypto-related content, please show your support by liking and subscribing to this channel by following the link in my bio. And get access to my free daily crypto updates and expert predictions direct to your inbox. Each newsletter contains market intelligence, on-chain data and latest updates from experts in the crypto space. All of this is available completely free of charge. Signing up only takes a moment and you can always change your mind later on. Now back over to Samson Moe.
So as Bitcoin number goes up, then it gets harder and harder to have people accept the fiat, because it's more apparent that when Bitcoin is at $1 million or $5 million a coin, do people still want to get paid in pesos or Canadian dollars or yen? I don't think so, right? Like it's difficult to see it now, although as Bitcoiners we see it, going from 0 to 66K or 67, whatever we're at now, it kind of shows you like this thing is rapidly increasing and there's no stopping it. And for other people, I think you have to see it. They'll probably need to see it at $250,000 and higher before the realization dawns on them, because you cannot look at this asset class that's gone from 0 to $250,000 in 20 years and still say, well, it's just a fad, and the fiat currency that's dropped another 100% in value and purchasing power is going to somehow come back, right? There's a point of no coming back. And I think this is a problem that most of the models for Bitcoin price appreciation miss out on, which is they're projecting for decades. I think it's more like 5 to 10 years, if that. And at some point, you just stop accepting fiat, because why would you? Like, when do you stop accepting the German Papier mark, right? You stop at some point. Either you have to reset or use something else, but there is a termination point for fiat currencies. So that is where that goes. But to your other question is, why should we, educate governments and politicians on Bitcoin? I think it has to do that we can have better policy come out here to enshrine the rights of Bitcoiners and private property, ownership of property, as we move through this Bitcoin adoption cycle. Because one thing we've learned in past years is that the laws and your rights don't really matter anymore, right? If you take Canada as an example, just a protest induced the government to implement emergency measures, the Emergency Act, which is martial law, right? And well, what rights do you have under martial law? Not many. So anything can be used to attack the population. And the property rights seem to be just an afterthought at that point. But maybe as we work with countries to implement these Bitcoin strategies, we can augment the laws that protect people and protect your Bitcoin. Because there's one thing that's interesting right now, which is, a government can say you have Bitcoin. Maybe they think you did. Maybe you lost it, right? There's the boating accident joke, but what if you really did lose it or was stolen from you, but the government still says you have it and they lock you in a jail or throw you in the gulag? What recourse do you have? Because it's difficult to prove you don't have something. So there's a lot of work that has to be done to better protect Bitcoiners and people in general, because these the current laws are not going to cut it. If you look at Bitcoin adjusted for inflation, we haven't really had an all-time high, even though we reached 74, right? That's inflation adjusted for inflation. We haven't hit an all-time high yet. But at the same time, you see all the increasing debt in the US. Just let's look at the US, right? National debt is 35 some odd trillion now. Interest to service the debt is surpassed 1 trillion. So how sustainable is that? There should be a direct correlation between the instability and weakness of fiat and the strength of Bitcoin, and we're not seeing it yet. Gold is rallying, Bitcoin is not rallying. So I tend to believe that there is paper Bitcoin being saturated into the market. And, I think Willy Woo and Adam Back had a discussion about, is it through derivatives or is it through ETFs? And Adam seems to think not. But there's more than one way to saturate the market with paper Bitcoin. You can have a FTX style naked selling, like selling Bitcoin that you don't even have to suppress the price. And while yes, you have to have enough Bitcoin to facilitate withdrawals, you can also print other things out of thin air if you have a malevolent actor in this space. Like maybe it's altcoins, right? And you print the altcoins to buy Bitcoin, and you kind of selling Bitcoin that does not exist, but you have enough Bitcoin coming in to meet demands, right? And that would explain kind of why we're stagnant at the 60-ish range, right? Because they're keeping it down, but they can't push it down too much because they still need to buy back to fulfill withdrawals, right? That's my theory. But like, if you ask me, how would I suppress the market? That was how I would do it.
Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe for news and expert predictions direct to your inbox.